Alright, so I'm back with another SQL tutorial. I'm gonna go over the setup as well this time, just because some people seem to be getting confused on that. So it's gonna be a tutorial on how to set up and use it, and do like the main things you want to do. Um, I'm not gonna show you guys how to do power stuff, because that's the shit that gets you banned, like engine upgrades and shit. So I suggest staying away from that stuff unless you're using this offline or you're already banned. So. But all the suspension stuff and the visual stuff, it's pretty safe. So, um, but there's always a risk of using any mod on this game. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing I'm going to do once you've extracted it, put it somewhere safe. Um, you're going to be using it every time you launch the game. Um, so just keep that in mind. You want to keep it somewhere handy. Um, so what I'm going to do now is launch the game. And for setting this up, you're gonna want to um, have this open when you launch the game to set it up. Um, so open this up and open the game. Blah blah blah. Um, hang on. So what we want to do now is we just want to enter the game, but don't go all the way into the game. Just wait till you get to this start menu here. Yeah, so you want to be on this menu. And now you want to do dump from game, and it'll prompt you to put it here on the export, but you want to go back into here, then you want to go to base database, and then you just want to rename it like base FH6 database, and you just save that. And what it's going to do now is it's going to dump everything from the game. Now I don't know if my game's going to launch, because I think the game's going to be expecting my database. If that's the case, I'll just have to relaunch the game with my database, but you guys can just skip that part. From here, you guys should just be able to load into the game. Yeah, so the game was expecting my database, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do is just exit out. You guys can skip this part. You guys should be able to load into the game from here, or from what we just did. What I'm going to do now is just extract my one. And then we can run through on how to use it. So I'm just going to go back into the game. The Other thing is I can show you guys how you load your database when you go into the game each time as well. So what I'm about to do now is what you guys need to do every time you launch the game. So when you launch, you just want to do what we did before. Just wait for it to get to this next stop. Yeah, here we go. And you want to go to open database, your custom database, and then import the game. And then everything should import. You're going to hit continue. And if you don't do this, your game will crash, like I just had the error just now before. The FH6 crashed, I think it is, so just keep that in mind. That you want to be importing it each time. Now OBS and this game don't get along very well when running at the same time, so I'm just gonna nerf my graphics settings when I load in real quick.
Welcome back, G.
Actually, it seems okay. So I'm just gonna pick a car at random. Actually, yeah, we can do it MX5. Okay, so when you load up this, load up a car that you want to edit, we want to look for the car. So you should be, all your cars should be here on the side after you dump your database. So I'm gonna go Maz, and then we want to look for the 94. So yeah, there we go. So once you click on your car that you want to edit, all of these stuff will come up. You want to ignore the core stuff. You're just mainly going to be dealing with the upgrades. So to edit the suspension height, we want to go down to the upgrade spring damper. I usually only just deal with the drift suspension, which is the very bottom. It's also the only one that's named. So the main mistake people make is that they look front minimum ride height, blah blah blah, and they're like, why can't I edit this? It's because the editable values live under here. So this first box on the left is actually the front, and the second box here is the rear suspension. So we're gonna open up the front, and then you can see here that the minimum ride height values are editable. What I do for every car is 0.1 for minimum ride height, and there's another setting you need to change to be able to actually slam the car properly, and that's the max compress height, and I make that 0.001 because you want that to be smaller than the actual ride height, and you won't have any issues. So after we've done that, we can press apply edits, we go back to upgrades, we go down to spring damper, and that's what brings us back to here. So now we want to do the rear. Do the same again, do 0.01, sorry, and now compress height, which is 0.001, and we apply edits. And then once we apply our edits, we want to import the game, It will hit us with this, and we want to press yes, and we just wait until it says imported to game or import successful. There we go. Now, when we go over to our suspension, we get our drift suspension. We install it. When we come across to our custom tuning, we should be able to completely lower our car now. I usually start around 6, just as a like base. This will be pretty low though, I imagine, for this car. Yep. See any visual stuff? Might just throw a little kit on real quick. Actually, throw that one on. I might just go with this one here. Yeah. Just keep the kit consistent. Cool. So next thing we want to look at is wheels. I think a lot of the time people will get frustrated with fitment because the tires are really big in this game when you run smaller specs, which is really fucking annoying, and I agree with that 100%. So to mitigate that, we want to go to upgrade car body tire aspect front, and you'll see here that it looks different to the suspension. That's because we just need to add hit option, and then we look for our front tire aspect ratio offset, and we just want to do something like -15. I'll add another one. I'll do -20, and that way we've got a couple to choose from once we're in game. We go back to here, we go to the rear, we'll do 2, let's do the same. -15, -20, apply edits, so do the same again. Make sure you're applying edits to each thing you edit as well. Then you go import to game. Wait for that confirmation that it's in there. Yep, cool. And now we should be able to change the front profiler. So yep, nice. Around 14s, make these 16s. And now the next thing is the wheel offset. That's pretty good, but I probably want to get loop defender on front and rear, so that's not too bad. I'll change my tires real quick as well to stretch tires. Nice. So it's pretty good in the rear. Might want to tine a bit more if we're gonna run a bit more camber. I'm just gonna fix the ride height as well, just so we're not front lip isn't in the ground. This front bit gives us a little bit more clearance, so I might run that. Just drop it back down a bit. Just gonna max out camber as well. Cool. So I'll offset or our spaces. So that's under car track spacing on the front. You see there's already ones here because we already have some in the game, but I'm gonna add an option for the front. I'm gonna go Let's see. I'm gonna go 14. Apply edits. The same for the rear, although I might do 12 on the rear just because it's pretty close to where I want it. So I'll go apply edits, import the game. So we should have an extra option now. Yep, we do. Cool. Okay. Might just lift the rear. I mean, lift the front and drop the rear a little bit. I'm not gonna worry too much about the iron fitment for the sake of the video. The other thing you're probably wondering about is camber as well, so I'll show you how to do that. The annoying thing about camber is not per car, it's kind of like an overall thing. Which is something I've kind of like. That's why I don't do it every time I load in, because it's just kind of painful otherwise. So camber isn't per car, it's kind of like a overall thing. It's a live tuning thing, so you have to do this every time you load into the game. So I'm going to change this to 15. And you just press apply to game. This one takes a couple, maybe like a minute to actually load into the game. Which can be, I don't know, it's whatever. But that's why I don't do it every time I load in, because I make car mods and it's just tedious having to, come in to check the game. Something in the game for like 2 minutes, and it's just like, there we go. This will pop up when it's done anyway. But yeah, it's a waste of time otherwise. So we got upgrades, custom tuning, alignment. Yeah, there we go. If you actually run 15, it will not be a happy car. It's pretty much undrivable. Not undrivable in the same way like in real life, but undrivable in the way that it's just really slides really easily. It kind of just like spins out a lot when you try to drive, and it's just really annoying. It's kind of pointless unless you're just taking photos. So I might add I don't know. So before you exit the game, what you want to do is save as, and when you go to save as, it'll bring up this. You want to go back to FH6, you want to go back to this main directory, and you want to make a new folder. You can call it whatever, but I called mine custom database. Then it will still look like this, and you just want to name it whatever. I just named my instance FH6 database. And before you exit the game, always save as. After you do like an edit or anything, just save as. Just makes life a bit easier. But yeah. So happy. And hopefully this video helps some people. I know a lot of people are struggling with using this tool, so it's understandable. Don't know why my wheels are invisible. But yeah, Shouldn't need to ask any questions. Pretty much covered everything. The point of this video is just kind of like to, you know, answer everyone's questions that seems to pop up every day. Another one is wheel edits as well. So if you want the wheel to be small, you can actually make these 13 and apply edits. If you want to add bigger wheels that you want 19s, you can just go add option like we did with the spaces. You can go 19s. It's pretty intuitive once you figure out like how things work, and you kind of just like mess around with other shit if you want. Well, there isn't really much else. I mean, tire width is probably another one, maybe if you're into making drag builds or something. But yeah. So hopefully that covers everything. And the most important part is just knowing the database stuff, keeping your base separate from your custom. Make sure you're saving your custom before you exit a game or exit out of the app specifically. Yeah, so hopefully that answers the main things anyway. So yeah, peace.